Hello there everybody, this is Kristen. Welcome back to Crochet with Tarot. And today, inspired by, oh my goodness, blanking on name, and I'm gonna have to, how am I blanking on this name? Oh my gosh, I watch their channel all the time. Fairlight Tarot. Inspired by the video put out recently from Fairlight Tarot about their top 10 travel decks, I just wanted to go through my favorite decks to travel with. I didn't keep it at 10 or anything, and basically this is just a compilation of my mini decks. Because when I am bringing decks to travel anywhere, typically they are mini decks. Not always, it kind of just depends where I'm going, but for the most part I try to keep it at my mini decks. That's where they kind of get their most use. So that being said, let's just get right into it. We'll start with the tarots, because there actually isn't as many of those, which that doesn't surprise me. I feel like I'm more of generally an oracle kind of gal. Apologies for the weird light over here. Sun, you know? Anyway, first up, the Mouseboat Tarot. Now this is one, I do want to do a walkthrough of this. That just hasn't happened yet. But I love this deck. I think it has a really fun energy to it. I feel like I've just been talking about it all the time, but I love the like English countryside feel to it. It's whimsical. It feels lighthearted to me. And it's that nice small size. I think it's, like, look at that. It's just so much fun. And I feel like, I mean, it reads just, you know, RWS. And when it comes to decks I am bringing with me on trips, for the most part, I am not bringing anything to do any sort of really deep work. Most of the time I don't really, like, I wouldn't have time to do that, nor would I want to in that moment, I would think. Depends, you know? But for the most part, when we're away for a reason, busy doing something, so I need something that's just gonna give quick readings, and this one really has been hitting that mark since I've had it. So that is the Mouseboat Tarot. Next is my tried and true Teeny Tiny Tarot from Holly Audley. This has been coming with me everywhere. Gosh, I feel like it's gotta be, for years now. I think we're at that point where it's officially years I've had this deck. And ever since I got it, this is my staple travel deck. If I'm not sure what I want to bring, most of the time I want to just bring this, but this is also a great one where if I just can't decide, or I somehow forgot to think about packing my tarot decks, doesn't really happen, but if I do every once in a while, I know I can just grab this one and it's gonna be good. So this one, even if I don't use it while traveling, this is one that always, oh my goodness, stay over there, always tends to come with me anyway. It's sort of that like just in case deck for me, where if I bring it along with others and the others just aren't working out, I know this one's gonna do the trick. And again, it's really about that kind of simplicity. It's a straightforward read for me. I'm not thinking too hard about this deck when I'm using it, and that's kind of what I need. And I just love it. Something about it. I feel like because it's been so many places with me, it makes me think of those places whenever I use it, which is really fun. So this is the Teeny Tiny Tarot. Now, I will say too that I do tend to, just as I am seasonal with my decks while I am at home, I am kind of the same way when it comes to my travel decks. So, you know, you will see that as we go. But next is the Squid Cake Tarot, which is a newer one in my collection, but oh my gosh. Ever since I've gotten this, it has come on every single trip with me. We tend to do a lot of long weekend kind of travel, or just weekend travel, because my family lives a few hours away, so when we go see them, you know, we're staying over usually, or, you know, we have a lot of friends who live a few hours away. So we tend to be away for the weekend quite often, especially in the summertime, and this is one that has just been so much fun to bring just everywhere with me. I like how the size of it, I like how compact it is, but that also, it's a Marseille deck that comes with an amazing guidebook. I will not belabor that point because I know that's what everyone is saying, that the guidebook is good, but it's so true. It's amazing. So it sort of feels like I'm learning a bit when using this deck as well. So I do love bringing this one. I can still do quick readings with it. I just won't really get so much of that Marseille flair to my reading. So this is one I prefer to use when it's, you know, we've got a little bit more time wherever we are. But still, so good. It's so cute. So that is the Squid Cake Tarot. Alright, next is the one I mostly bring around with me in the summer months, and that is the Gentle Tarot. This is the linen edition, so it's the smaller size. I do have the big size as well, but this pretty much is the one I use. But since, not to say that it's, you know, super inexpensive, but since I have 2 copies of it, I don't really feel precious at all about this copy, so this one gets real beat up. And so I don't mind, you know, throwing this in my bag to bring it with me wherever we're going. There is a pig roast we go to every year, which is actually where we were this weekend, which involves us staying in a tent in someone's yard. So much dirt to be had all around, but this is always the one that comes with me since I've had this copy, and it feels like a summertime deck to me. It's mostly when I use it in general, but anytime we're going on a summer weekend away, this is the one I want to bring. Gosh, and I love it so much. It's such a good one. The only thing is that I don't bring the big guidebook with me, which really does, I feel, elevate the experience of this deck. Because I just don't, you know, I don't remember what is said about all these cards in the guidebook. Some of them I do that I pull frequently, but it's still beautiful to read with, but I do love using it at home with that big guidebook. Anyways, that is the Gentle Tarot, the linen edition. I mean, there's an even smaller one you can get in a tin, but I do not have that one. But this one is still small enough for me. Okay. Next is my fall time deck, which there's a trip we do every single fall with my family to a place upstate New York, and it is a Halloween weekend, so it's only fitting that I always bring my Halloween tarot in a tin. This copy is one my older sister got me, so it's kind of fun because, you know, she is always on that trip. And I actually got to bring this out last year, and I did a reading for our good friend Danielle, who always goes. It was so much fun. But I love this deck. Don't we all? I have the full-size copy that I tend to use when I'm at home, but I love having this tinned version to pretty much bring around with me all of September and October, if I'm being honest. A lot of the times November. It's just so cute and really, really good. This is another one where the full-size guidebook, though, is so amazing. It really, really caught me by surprise. Highly recommend, if you don't have that full-size guidebook, trying to get your hands on one, because it's really good. But for my travel purposes, this tarot in a tin is perfect, especially for that time of year. It's so much fun. So that is the Halloween tarot. Alright, so my other three tarots I have here are ones that I don't really use too often, but would like to. I think I just don't really think to grab them, basically. First one being Tarot Cyrene. I brought this with me when we went on our trip to, were we in Aruba? I get all those names mixed up. We were in Aruba. Jeez Louise, it wasn't even that long ago. And I did use it there. I used it a bit, but since then I just haven't really used it. And it's really a beautiful deck. And now that it's summertime and, you know, we still have some more trips we're going on, I would really like to bring this one out as my summer travel deck. I love bringing around my Gentle Tarot, but that's one I'll use at home as well. The thing for me is a lot of the times with my mini decks, specifically the tarots, I don't tend to use them while I am at home. So I really would like to bring this one out. My thought is to see if it lines up well enough with the Squid Cake Marseille guidebook, because I think that's the thing that is lacking for me a bit with this, is that it doesn't have that really nice guidebook Squid Cake does, but I can still read with this. It is so good. I love the colors of it. And it is good when I'm just looking for those quick, straightforward readings. So I think I am going to try and bring this on our next weekend away. So that is the Tarot Cyrene. Next is the, oh no, what are you called? What are you called? Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I can think of who the creator is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold the phone. Okay, the Anecdotes Tarot. This is the Anecdotes Tarot. And this is a bridge size that the creator actually made these files completely available for free, so you can upload them onto Make Playing Cards. I actually uploaded them into Canva first, just to add titles to the cards, because that was kind of my hold up when I had the full size of this, is that I didn't really know I wasn't good at spotting the cards, basically. And so it's much more usable for me now that it's got the titles, but I don't use it. I don't know why, because it's so beautiful. I mean, obviously, like, I repurchased it, basically, and even had to work for it a little bit. Because clearly the artwork does something for me, but I don't know, I think I need to find its niche or something. I really should bring it around with me. This would be a good one to bring to work, actually, too. Because I pretty much just read it like an RWS. I don't look at the guidebook because it relates it to the songs of some, I think a violinist. I don't know if that's correct, actually, but I don't really know their music. I don't know. Taking the time to get to know it just is not in the cards right now. I love this card. So I kind of just read the pictures as is, and I love it. I love these images. I really need to just make an effort with this one, honestly. So that is the Anecdotes Tarot. Come on, props. Just sit and look pretty. Thank you. Alright, and last but not least for the tarots is this one that I think we are all familiar with and have or have had at some point. It's the kit. I should make a little bag for this one because the packaging isn't super, you know, functional, I guess. But this is so cute! It's so cute. And I feel like I got it for super cheap, and you can still get it for really cheap off of like eBay and stuff. But I feel like the only reason I really bought this was knowing I was never going to use it outside of traveling with it. It just doesn't catch my interest otherwise, honestly. I love it. I love the art style. And, you know, I should never say never. but for right now, that's kind of how I picture using it. It's one of those I just like having, and that's okay. But I would like to bring it around and just... And this is another one I think would be really fun to use at work, actually. Maybe I should... Maybe I should bring it with me this week. That one and the anecdotes. I think that'd be really fun. I might have to try that. So, that is tarot. I don't know what it's called. Does it have more of a name than that? I don't think so. Oh, this is from Running Press? Huh. That's neat. Okay, I feel like they've been in the tarot game longer than I thought then. Neat. Tarot. Okay. Now, before I move on to the oracles, I've got a Lenormand that I like to bring around with me. This is the Pink Sugar Lenormand. I'll bring all of mine around, really. But what I like about... Ooh. I like that it's holographic, but the light is picking it up a little intensely right now. But what I like about this one is the guidebook is just a fold-out with simple keywords. So it really makes it just a lot quicker for me to use, which when I'm using Lenormand out and about, which is mostly when I like to use it, I kind of want it to be quick. You know what I mean? But I love this one. It's so fun. I love the images Logan, the creator, picked. The quality of it is amazing. It's just like, it's pleasant to use, you know? But again, I have their Precious Possum Lenormand as well, which I love that deck. But I tend to use it when I have a little bit more time to really get into the reading, because the guidebook is a little bit more extensive, which I love that as well. I kind of like having the best of both worlds with their Lenormands. So, that is the Pink Sugar Lenormand. Alright, now let's get into the oracles, shall we? So usually, I mean, I'm an oracle gal. I love oracle decks. Usually I want a good guidebook with it. But again, when I'm traveling, I don't have the time or space to really bring that around. So I am looking for oracles that have the messages right there on the card. No good guidebook needed. End of story. So my first one that I bring without fail with me everywhere I go is the sticker edition of the Feel Your Chakras. I love this little case, first of all. Something about that is really satisfying to me. But it is just the smallest, cutest little size. I mean, just like the other Feel Your Chakras, it's all right there. And the one sentence is enough, let me tell you. You pull one of these and you're like, oh, okay. So that's how we're playing today. That's fine. But I love how cute this is. I love all the stickers added to the cards. It's so much fun. And I like bringing along fun feeling decks with me. So this one is always a favorite. Always in my bag. That is the sticker edition of the Feel Your Chakras, and I dropped a few cards on the floor, so let's take care of that, shall we? Eek. I cannot be losing you. Okay, no, we'll get those later. Alright, next up is a newer one for me, but I have been obsessed with, and again, bringing around everywhere with me, is the Heart Align Affirmations Oracle. This is just, it's hitting right where I need it right now. This feels like the affirmation deck of all affirmation decks to me. It feels like one that I finally get it. I understand the use of affirmation decks because I found the right one kind of thing. I love this so much. I love the spot gloss heart on it. The tactile experience of it, where it's almost like you pretty much can like basically rub your finger over that heart and it feels like you're doing an action to really take in the message. But this just, it feels like a handhold, but in the best possible way, where it's not it's telling me what I need to hear, and especially this paired with the Feel Your Chakras, such a good combo. Because the Feel Your Chakras is kind of a bit of a call out a lot of the times, and then this brings it down to like, okay, how do I sort of realign myself now that I'm aware? You know what I mean? I don't know, I've just been loving this so much. I basically, I didn't steal it, but I kind of stole the used copy Sandy ordered to my house. She'll be getting a brand new one though, so not a bad deal, because as soon as I looked through the cards when it came in, I was like, Sandy, I need to keep this. So sorry. I love it so much. So that is the Heart Align Affirmations Oracle. So amazing. Alrighty. Next, usually to pair with the Teeny Tiny Tarot, I've got the Mini Divvies. Now this is kind of all of them combined, except I build my own deck sort of thing. So it's not all the cards. I kind of got to pick and choose, which was fun. But I love this deck. I just love Holly's art style, and I have brought these, both of them, so many places with me. It makes me think of traveling. And it's just so good. I love the different categories. I really love that you just get the full message right on the front of the card, but it doesn't feel ever like, I'm not left feeling like I need more. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes there's some oracles I have that don't have a guidebook, but they feel more like clarifiers for me. Like, I think I've got it right here. Yeah, like the Earthbound Oracle. I wouldn't really pull a card just from this and be like, ah, yes. That's the end of that. Usually I need it to kind of be in combo with something else. But this one, I feel like I can pull a card just from this and I get my message, and I could be good if I wanted to be. I just love it. It's so good. I love that it's such a big deck now too. So that is the Mini Divi Oracle. I do also slight mention of her graveyard oracles, because I will bring these around too, but it's got kind of like the Lenormand, where it's got like a fold out quick keyword guidebook that I do need to look at usually. These are more like, they're not really keywords, they're more titles, so, you know. But I like them for travel. They're a good size, and I like how they pair with most things. So, next up, I've got kind of a duo, and it is the Animal Spirits Knowledge cards and the Goddess Knowledge cards. These are super cheap, and I love them so much. So you get the artwork on the front and a full message on the back, like really a good long message. You get a little bit about the goddess. So this is really one I love bringing with me, and it'll kind of just, I'll just pull one card when I feel like I need it. I really love it for that. I love it for that in general. I'll do it even while I'm home, when it's just like I feel like I need some kind of guidance in a way. I'll pull one of these cards and just get the message on the back. I do have the Blue Angel pocket editions of the Goddess decks as well, and you know, that would work as well. But something about like really getting a fuller message like I do with this, and having it be all different goddesses rather than one specific goddess, makes it more usable for me for travel for some reason. So I love that one. And the Animal Spirit is basically same thing, different theme. Animals. And I love this. I really, really love the artwork. It's so gorgeous. I love how it's written. I couldn't recommend enough. And again, I think you can get these for like $9 or something. They're cheap and so, so good. I love bringing these around with me. So, that is the Animal Spirits knowledge cards and the Goddess knowledge cards. These are by Susan Sidon Boulette, but the publishing house is Pomegranate? You can find them on Amazon. Pretty sure. And oh my gosh, that was the last ones I had to show you today. So I would love to know what everyone else loves to bring with them while they're traveling or just leaving the house. Because some of these, like, I say travel, but a lot of the times these will be the ones I like throw in my bag for work. Just if I feel like I need to have one with me when I'm going places. I don't know, makes me feel safe. Does anyone else do that? But other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful start to the week, and I will see you again very soon.